Good morning, Seminole fans. Nole Insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Linnefelt here. Bright and early on Thursday morning, Noles took part in their tour of duty off-season conditioning programs. Head coach Mike Norvell opened it up to the media today. Our first chance to see it. Tim, observations from watching the Noles do their strength and conditioning?
Man, there's a lot. I mean, it's when you walk in, just you kind of tell the overall intensity. There were stations in either end zone and also at midfield, and just constant motion. Guys always doing something, maybe a little bit of a breather between reps, but by and large, just the overall scale of it, you just felt like every single player was in the middle of doing something at one time or another. So it really actually, I mean, it was a sight to see. It was something that I'm not sure. We've seen some other off-season conditioning programs, and they all have, what have you, but I was impressed at the scale and the constant motion of it.
Hey, head coach Mike Norvell met with the media after the fact, and he took one of those standard questions you get this time of year of, who's emerging as leaders out there. The answer was a little startling if you're used to some of that coach speak. He said, no one really, because they're still learning how to lead. Right now it's the coaches who are leading as they continue to learn. He said leading is more of something that you have to do every day. It's more than just your actions, it's your words. It's not just getting up and giving a speech, and it's not something you're accustomed of hearing from a coach, but at the same time, maybe a little refreshing as he's taking over the program and trying to put his stamp on it.
Yeah, and the truth is, man, I think that's probably the reality more often than not at this stage across the country for different college football programs. But he said it so many different times is, these guys are having to relearn what the standard is, and see what is good enough. That's where you have to be and meet it over and over and over again. And he said, no, as of right now, that's not where they're at. It's not where he expects to be at. He expects that learning process to take a while. So as of now, yeah, it's him, it's the coaches. They're the ones that are setting the tone out there. They're the ones that are illustrating that standard, and the players are working their way up to it. Now it's just it's not an alarming thing. It's it's still February. It's a natural part of the process, but it's one that they have to go through, and it's clear that he's not gonna force that process or expedite that process just so he can give a good soundbite. Right now that's just kind of where they are. Everybody's learning what is expected of them and then how to meet that expectation.
One of the ways that he is doing that is if you watch the video and see the photos out there, you see different guys dotted in different colored jerseys, and you wear a jersey based on how you score and how you grade out in each practice. I think it's more than just stuff you see on the field as well, and that's one way that Coach Norvell is trying to show his leadership and accountability to the team.
No, exactly right. So yeah, so you could tell, and we didn't get a full color-coded breakdown, but if you look at the videos, there are guys in different colored jerseys or even different style of jerseys. There's the practice jerseys and the game jerseys, and yeah, that's, like you said, that's evaluated every single day. And so how you handle yourself in workouts, and I think also in other aspects of your place in the program determines your jersey for the day. And so yeah, and you talk about accountability, public showing. You know what I mean? You walk out there with whatever jersey you earned, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows where you are. So you talk to your last question about leaders emerging. What color jersey are you wearing? What are you working toward? And that shows it more than anything else. It shows that you put on film what the staff wanted to see, what Mike Norvell wanted to see. So it's a way to, you can't hide behind whatever. Everybody knows how everybody's performing out there. So it's everybody's in the same boat.
Less than a month away from spring practice now. You've got a chance to see the team for this little bit more than an hour period. Your thoughts where they are and where, based on what Coach Norvell says, where he hopes to see them come the beginning of spring?
I think it kind of just goes back to what we were talking about a little bit ago, man. I mean, it's so obvious to me that Mike Norvell is completely relaying the foundation here and showing guys, this is the line that you have to meet for us to get to where we want to go. And that's hard, you know what I mean? Especially, again, you're talking about a program that hasn't met its own standards for the last 3 years, maybe even more than that. And so, you have to break out of that. You can't just do what you've done for the last 3 years and expect a different result. So you're lifting everybody up, but at the same time, that takes time to get that number of guys on board. And there's some sweat equity as well. You can't just say, all right, well, we're going to do better. You got to put it in out there on the practice fields as well. And so there's a physical investment as well, and so that's what we're seeing.
There you have it, Seminole fans. A quick look at what the Noles are doing out here for strength and conditioning, the winter conditioning program. And of course, we'll have much more come spring practice. That begins March 7th as we all leads up to that spring game on April 18th. That'll wrap things up for now. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.